Captain America has had a rough time over the past decade or so in the comic books, but don't worry. Marvel knows just how to fix a character that's having a rough time in their comic lines, and that is by giving them infinite new number ones until something clicks. And that's what they're doing with Captain America. He got a new number one in, I believe, September of 2023, and now we just got a new number one this week, the week of July 4th, 2025. His last series, again, started in 2023, got canceled in December of 2024, and now we have a new number one, a new series here in 2025. So less than 2 years, and he gets rebooted. This is just the Marvel way. The new Marvel method is to just reboot over and over again. Who cares? We'll just have, if through a decade, a single character will have like 6 number one issues. It's great. Just, nothing wrong with that. Poor Captain America, though. Steve Rodgers has had a very tough time, and it hasn't been real good. You had Ed Brubaker, who had an amazing run, and then Rick Remender came in, and I personally liked what he did at first, the first couple story arcs, and then it went downhill, and then we got another writer on there, and ever since then, it's just been new creative teams, and nothing stuck, and it hasn't been very good. They also haven't really put a whole lot of effort into it. They haven't really been like, hey, Captain America is one of our premier characters, we're going to put some of our best creatives on there. No, they're just like, Ta-Nehisi Coates, that guy that's never really written a good comic ever, throw him on Captain America. He's probably a good fit. Spoiler, he wasn't. And they just been doing a lot of stuff like that. Now, this is their first effort in a while to actually put someone with some creative juice on Captain America. We got Chip Zdarsky and Valerio Schiti. I probably screwed up that name, sorry. But yeah, we've got a creative team that I'm excited about. And this first issue just came out, and I read it, and it's meh. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's good either. It's not the punch that I was hoping for. I was something that would just come in and just hit me in the face and be like, yeah, Captain America's back. Instead, it was like, okay, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was just meh for me, this first issue. So hopefully it gets better going forward. The art's good. I really like the art, and we'll see how Zdarsky does with Captain America. But let's get in this first issue. Spoilers if you haven't read it. I'm going to be going all through it, so let's get going. The issue opens up with some redhead in New York City watching the towers fall. Yeah, it opens up with 9/11. And then we go to Captain America, who this is a flashback book. So Captain America has just been out of the ice for 1 week. That was the original premise for this first arc when they announced it, was that this isn't going to be modern day Captain America. This is going to be when he first got thawed out of the ice. So it's a little bit after 9/11, but he is thawed out of the ice. He's just sitting at a diner, and then he hears something going on. He goes inside to help. Some guy shot someone and then took a motorcycle, stole a motorcycle, and went off to go attack the UN building. So Cap goes on his motorcycle. He takes on the guy. He's like, this guy's got training. He's shooting at me while riding a motorcycle. Then he notices that this guy's military. So he tries to calm him down, because they also notices the guy has a bomb strapped to his chest. He's like, I know you're military. What's your rank? What'd you do? And they start talking. And he's like, I outrank you, soldier, blah, blah. And it's a nice moment. This is the best part of the book. This opening with Cap is actually really well done. I like it. And he calms the guy down. The guy tears up, and he talks about how it seems that this guy's motivation is that he's trying to bomb the UN because he fought in I believe Desert Storm. This guy fought during Desert Storm, and he wasn't a big fan of what happened there and how many of his brothers died, and so he doesn't want to see the same thing happen now that 9/11's happened. He doesn't want to see a bunch of Americans go into a foreign country and die. So he's going to bomb the UN, and that's what he's doing, and Cap talks him out of it, and it's really interesting, and that part is done really well. And then we see Iron Man show up, and he lets us know when this takes place, because he's like, Cap, I know you've only been out of the ice for a week, but so yeah, they have a conversation, and this is actual Tony Stark, which is weird, because if I'm not mistaken, isn't Tony like a clone or something in the comics right now? Tony's another character in the comics who's been effed up for a long time. I haven't checked in on Iron Man in a while, but the last I knew, I believe he was a clone. I think he was like a AI or something for a bit, and then he's a clone. I don't know. Iron Man's been messed up for a while. I haven't really read any Iron Man in a long time, but as far as I know. So this was actual Tony, because it takes place in the past. So he has a talk with him. He's like, you want to join the Avengers, Cap? And Cap's like, no, I already belong to another organization, the U.S. Army. So he goes to the U.S. Army, and he talks to Thaddeus Ross. And Thaddeus Ross is like, whenever you're ready, we'd love to have you. So he gets him. And during this is like the A plot story. The B plot is that redhead we saw in the beginning, and he's going through a sort of modern day Steve Rodgers type arc where he's just a skinny kid. He's got asthma. He's not really made for the military, but he wants to serve because he was there when the Twin Towers fell, and that really motivated him. So he wants to go and stop the Taliban. So he goes. He somehow gets into basic training, and he just gets bullied. It's really over the top because he's like there in the military, and like everyone else is just jacked bros that are like, get ready for your daily ass beating, nerd. And it's really, this stuff is really over the top. It's not really done too well, and they just beat the shit out of him because he's got asthma, I guess. I don't know, they just don't like him. He's skinny, and they say he cries too much. They really hate this kid. Even the drill instructor, like the drill sergeant, beats the crap out of him because he's reading at lights out. He's like, oh, I'm just reading about Captain America. And the drill sergeant takes him outside and just beats the shit out of him. It's like, again, it's really over the top. But then he gets selected for the modern super soldier serum, super soldier program, whatever it is. And he becomes the modern Cap. Also, it seems, if I can tell, it seems that all of his stuff takes place in a flashback, because every time we see something with this redhead, there's like this sort of like tint over the page, like it's sort of like, oh, this is not in the present. So I think that like that takes place really quickly after 9/11, and then this the stuff with Cap is a little bit more after 9/11, like where that one's more like a few weeks, months, and then this one's maybe like a year or so after 9/11. I can't tell. I haven't read anything. I haven't read any interviews to like say, and it doesn't explicitly say in the book, but that's what it looked like to me. Could be completely wrong about all that. But by the end of the issue, we see that this kid is the new Captain America. He's got a shield. We saw that he was there in the Middle East because we see him tearing down a statue, and that he's done some work. And he's part of the new Howling Commandos. We also get to see 2 more Howling Commandos, and they look lame as hell. They look really lame. The new Howling Commandos, it's like a almost bald Asian lady, and then some guy that looks really lame. I don't even remember their names. They just look really lame. Kind of hope they're cannon fodder, because, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the reason the Howling Commandos are getting together, they're going after Doctor Doom, which was again part of the pitch for the series when it was first announced, was that Captain America's going to be going after Doom immediately after he gets thawed out of the ice. So Doom blew up the U.S. embassy in Latveria. He went in and destroyed it and took a lot of hostages from there. So Captain America is being sent in. And the reason the Fantastic Four, no one else can go with him, is because there's some type of UN thing where there's like no superpowered individuals can, but super soldiers can, because every country has a super soldier program and none of them want to shut it down. So they're all like, super soldiers are good. So that's why Cap can go, but the Fantastic Four can't go to help him, because they initially offer, because Cap goes to talk to Mr. Fantastic, because Thaddeus Ross tells him, hey, talk to Mr. Fantastic. He knows about this Dr. Doom guy. So he goes and talks to him, and he tells him all about Doom and what's going on. So then the issue ends with the Howling Commandos getting together, and we see the new Cap come in, and Cap looks surprised. And we also see Cap's stealth suit. He's got a stealth suit for going into Latveria. So again, it was a very mid-issue, because the beginning started out really strong. I love Cap going on that chase and then calming down that veteran that was about to blow up the UN. I thought that stuff was well done. Then after that, it's just like, we see this kid going through, I don't really care. We've seen a bunch of super soldier stories in the past. We've seen a billion of them. So it's not really that interesting, and then nothing really happens. It's kind of a lot of boring conversations. And I say that as conversations can be interesting in comics. These just aren't those conversations. It's all a bunch of sort of been there, done that. Like, okay, this stuff isn't really that interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Zdarsky tackles all this, because right now Cap is so gung-ho, like, I love the U.S. military, I love the U.S. government, these are my boys. It's like, of course that's going to be broken down, because I highly doubt that's going to be a theme throughout the whole thing. I feel like he's going to learn some things about Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, and he's going to learn some things about the U.S. government and see that things aren't as peachy as, maybe World War II, when the government was maybe a little bit more trustworthy, and now things are a lot different. I really hope it takes more of the path of, hey, government sucks ass, but America, the country, the best of all time ever, best country, obviously. So hopefully we get more of that. I hope we don't get a lot of sulking Cap being like, oh, America sucks. I have no problem if Cap's like, American government sucks. That's fine. But if he's just like, oh, the USA is the worst country, if we go down that path, it'll be, who cares? We've also already had that. But we'll see where it goes. it just was not the first issue that I wanted. I was hoping it opened with more of a bang. It was kind of just a thud. Again, not bad, but not great. Not something that really hooked me on the first issue. I'll keep reading. I'll check out this whole first arc because I love Captain America, and I do have faith in this creative team, but I don't know how it'll go down. Anyways, that's basically all I had to say. Please let me know in the comments below. If you read this, what do you think about it? I want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.
Hey, skinny boy, saucy boy, I be running to the bank. Yeah, you know I hit the gas in the whip full tank. Riding past the ocean while I'm listening to Frank.